Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Macy. It's a really exciting month because it's my birth month. I love February. It could be because it is my birth month, but also it's just such a cutesy month. Like February, it just sounds cute. It's all like pink and hearts and love and bows and like it's just a cute month, okay? It's all about like love and it's Black History Month. Like it's just a good month overall. I just love February. Like, I just really think, like, all the Pisces girlies rise up, not the men, sit down. So, without further ado, let's do a little February TBR. I have quite a few books here. Notice there's only one pink. It feels very wrong. I actually picked all my books, and then I was like, wait, we have no romance in here. That's not gonna do. Just some books that I want to read. These are just the chosen books that, like, I'm going to try my best to read. Obviously, there will be others. There will be audiobooks when I'm at work and probably some books on my Kindle. So these are just books. I honestly don't own a lot of romance books, so don't sue me, but this is what we've got. 8 books here, which doesn't feel like a lot, but obviously I will be reading some other books. These are just the ones that I've chosen to try and stick to. I didn't do very well with the books that I chose for January. Like there were probably like half of them that I didn't read. So yeah, I'm hoping to stick better with this one. First of all, I do want to talk about the book that I started in January, but I didn't finish, and that is Return to Us. This is a romance book. Can you tell? Willow Creek Valley series. And this follows a girl who has just been in a plane crash. She ends up going back home to recover her hometown, where this man, Grayson, lives with his daughter. He's a single dad, supporting his family, and she ends up going to work for him. Her ex-boyfriend, they kind of reconnect. Obviously, little second chance romance. Yeah, I'm not really that into it. I can't lie to you. I'm on page 134. I'm going to continue it. I don't think I'm going to continue the series, but this is just, I'm just updating you that this is a book that I'm going to read kind of on the TBR, but it was on my January TBR and I didn't finish it. So we're going to be continuing it. It's not really in my comfort zone. I think the prompt for this one actually was like a book that you wouldn't typically read. So I had thrifted this one just because the premise of it looks really interesting, but it's a little cringy for me. I'm not really that into it, but I'm going to continue it anyway for the plot. Okay. Obviously, I had to throw a little romance book in there, and this one I've heard good things about. It's been on my TBR for a long time, and that is Wild Love, the Rose Hill series by Elsie Silver. Book 1. I actually haven't even read the other Elsie Silver series. Don't sue me. I read the first one, and then I didn't continue it. I probably will at some point. I just haven't yet. So I'm sure that there is someone's gonna tell me you shouldn't read this one until you finish the other series. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. This is like one of the only romance books that I have that I'm actually interested in. I've heard that this main character, what's his name, Ford, is like top tier man, so like acts of service, I think. So I'm excited to read this one. I also think that this is like a small town romance. I think most of Elsie Silver's books are small town romance, so I am looking forward to this one. I'm not necessarily in a romancy mood right now. Like I want to be in a romancy mood, but I'm more in like a mystery thriller historical fiction mood. So I'm hoping to rectify that for the month, for the sake of Love Month, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully this one pulls through and we get a 5-star. Then the next book, this is also from my January TBR that I didn't finish it. I didn't even start this one, I can't lie. This is The Painter's Daughters by Emily House. This is about, I can't remember his name, painter Thomas Gainsborough. It is about his daughters, Peggy and Molly Gainsborough. It's basically just about their lives as children and how they kind of tried to live up to the image that their father paints of them. This one looks so interesting. I'm trying to not have too high of expectations, but I can't lie, I do. It looks so good. As soon as I saw this book, I just randomly saw this book at Barnes & Noble. As soon as I picked it up and like read the inside cover, I was like, I need that. So I'm really hoping that it lives up to my expectations and it's as good as it sounds. We have a non-fiction book. Shocking, I know, but I've been wanting to try and read like maybe at least once a month, and this one is called The Path by Lori Beth Jones, and it is creating your mission statement for work and for life. I'm pretty sure that this is a Christian book. practical advice to lead readers through every step of both defining and fulfilling a mission. Just feel like I'm always willing to learn more, and with like self-help books, self-discovery books like these, I just feel like it literally can't hurt to read it. So I'm going to. And I've had this one for not too long, but it just kind of like, I saw it on my shelf and it just kind of piqued my interest. So I'm going to be reading this one this month. I have Snow Falling on Cedars by David Gutterson. This is a award-winning bestseller. It's set on San Pedro Island, north of Puget Sound. Is a place so isolated that no one who lives there can afford to make enemies. But in 1954, a local fisherman is found suspiciously drowned, and a Japanese-American named Kabuo Miyamoto is charged with his murder. In the course of the ensuing trial, it becomes clear that what is at stake is more than one man's guilt. For on San Pedro, memory grows as thickly as cedar trees in the fields of ripe strawberries. Memories of charmed love affair between a white boy and the Japanese girl who grew up to become his wife. Memories of land desired, paid for, and lost. Set during World War II. I think that this is going to be really hard-hitting, very informative, and just a really good book. I love a good historical fiction. As I was saying, I am in the mood for historical fiction, and I feel like this is going to be really heart-wrenching and really interesting. It honestly, the cover looks stunning, but also it sounds really good, and I feel like the writing is just going to be really immersive, so I'm really excited to read this one. I have another book. I actually forgot that I started this one, but I got like a couple chapters in. This is a reread for me, Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This one I read years and years and years ago, and I just recently decided to restart the whole series because I hadn't read Assassin's Blade yet, and I hadn't finished the last 3 books. So this is just a reread for me. It's obviously fantasy books, very well acclaimed series, Throne of Glass series. And I'm looking forward to it. I kind of already know everything that's gone on because I actually tried to restart the series once before. So I'm pretty sure I've read this book twice already, but I'm going to do it again just so that I like don't skip over anything. Strictly for like the magic world, I feel like the first time I read it, I didn't fully understand it. I was just kind of like, I don't understand, I'm skating through it anyway. But this time I actually really want to like fully get immersed into it. So reading this one again. I have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This one I've just heard great things about. I've heard that it is very just thought-provoking and whimsical and just really good, and it just really makes you think and it really makes you feel, and I need that, okay? Get yourself transported to the Midnight Library, where each book contains an alternate life, a possible world in which she made different choices. She's given what seems like the ultimate opportunity to undo her regrets and try out each of the other lives she might have lived, but things aren't always what she imagined they'd be, and soon her choices place the library and herself in extreme danger. I think it's a fiction book that kind of takes a spin around the idea of the choices you make and the effect that they have on the rest of your life, and how you can maybe look at all of these different things that you could have done, but you know, you can't change anything, so just be thankful for what you have. And I feel like that's the thing it's going to take with it, and I'm just really excited to read it. I feel like it's going to have really good writing, and I've obviously, as I said, heard really good things about it, so I'm looking forward to this one for sure. This book has been on my TBR for a while, and it's been in like each month I've said that I'm going to read it, and then I just haven't. I don't know what's holding me back, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this is going to be the month. For Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This is a fantasy book about a Cambridge professor who is an expert on fairies. She's a genius scholar, and she ends up going to study fairy lore, meeting her rival Wendell Bamblebee, who manages to charm the townsfolk, muddle her research, and utterly confound and frustrate her. But as she gets closer and closer to uncovering the secrets of the hidden ones, the most elusive of all fairies, lurking in the shadowy forest outside the town, she also finds herself on the trail of another mystery. Who is Wendell Bamblebee, and what does he really want? So I think that this sounds really interesting, and every time that I think about reading, I'm like, I really want to read it, but then I just don't. So I'm really hoping that this is the month that I can get into it, because I've heard really good things about it, and it just seems so cute and whimsical. I'm like, I love the little like the fairy lore. It just sounds like it's going to be really good. Last but not least, we have The Women by Kristen Hanna. I've been hearing so many good things about this book. Obviously another historical fiction. Kristen Hanna does it every time, and this is actually my mom's book, but I was at her house the other day and I was like, are you gonna read that? And she let me borrow it first. So It says, women can be heroes. When 20-year-old nursing student Frankie McGrath hears the words, it is a revelation. Raised in the sun-drenched, idyllic world of Southern California and sheltered by her conservative parents, she has always prided herself on doing the right thing. But in 1965, the world is changing, and she suddenly dares to imagine a different future for herself. When her brother ships out to serve in Vietnam, she joins the Army Nurse Corps and follows his path. As green and inexperienced as the men sent to Vietnam to fight, Frankie is overwhelmed by the chaos and destruction of war. Each day is a gamble of life and death, hope and betrayal. Friendships run deep and can be shattered in an instant. In the war, she meets and becomes one of the lucky, the brave, the broken, and the lost. But war is just the beginning for Frankie and her veteran friends. The real battle lies in coming home to a changed and divided America, to angry protesters, and to a country that wants to forget Vietnam. I obviously think that this book is going to have such a strong plot and such, I love that her books are always very focused on strong women and their kind of character development and their changes that they go through, but also that they make. And I think that this is going to be a really good one. I think that it's going to be very informative and also just very like thought-provoking, and I'm really excited for this one. I love the spins that she always makes on historical fiction and how she brings up a lot of really good topics, and she makes women the forefront and the speakers of it and focuses it around women and history. So I'm really excited for all my books this month. I'm hoping that it's going to be a good reading month and that we can make a lot of progress on my reading goal and also just like enjoy reading. Like, I'm just really excited. I haven't made a lot of progress. It's currently the 4th of February and I have not finished one book yet. No, I did finish one book. But yeah, I'm just excited to have a good reading year, have a good reading month, and yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know what you guys are reading or what is your most anticipated read for February. I would love to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe to see more of my videos and see my February wrap up and my March TBR and all the months, all the things. I'll also throw some vlogs in there, obviously. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this one though. So I will see you guys, everyone have a good February, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!